Hello, robots and rabble-rousers. My name is TV Sky, and welcome back to Final Fantasy VII. Now, I've spent a couple of minutes just not recording while I spend a little bit of time doing something rather tedious, which is finding some sweepers, stealing an item from them called the Atomic Scissors, which is a fairly powerful weapon for Barret, and also learning that one spell, Matra Magic, which is a spell that I'm going to keep on Aerith for a while because it's a non-elemental spell that hits all enemies, and for where I am in the game right now, it's really powerful, and it's going to stay very powerful for quite a long time. But first we'll go to Kalm. We reached Kalm. They're probably at this inn. Let's go, Cloud. Let's not go, actually. Because there's so many, truly so many items in Kalm for me to pick up first. Like an ether right there. Thanks to Mako Energy, life's pretty darn convenient. And we owe it all to Shinra. No way. But I hate to think what life would be like without it. Which is, an astute observation of just how we got mired in this climate change mess. Mako Energy's made things a lot more convenient, but on the other hand, animals and plants have declined rapidly. I think the old ways may have been better. What do you think? Yeah.
Didn't you say you came from Midgar? I used to live there. Here they have a lot of trouble these days.
Oh, right, there's a dog in there. Let's see. There we go, thank you. But yeah, I'm still all coffee and snotty, unfortunately, and I think for the next number of videos that's going to be the case because I'm recording these in a bunch because, well, it's Christmas soon and I'm going to be traveling to see my family, and these will be going up while I'm away. A suspicious man in the black cloak showed up. He was carrying a mean-looking sword. Oh gee, wonder who that could possibly have been. And this is hilarious because that right there, the Peacemaker, that's a weapon. It's a gun, specifically. And it's quite a weak one. Like, it's not very powerful or anything, but it's a weapon for a character that I can't get, like, until the next disc of the game, I think. Like, it's a very, very long time before we get to the character who can actually use that weapon, and by the time we do, it's just not a useful weapon anymore.
My older brother's really immature. He's so embarrassing, I could just puke. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a Shinra soldier. I'll train hard every day.
But again, like, look at how much attention is paid to these interiors. This is a unique interior. Like, you can't go anywhere else in the game, and then they've just, like, copy-pasted this particular interior, like, over and over again for several other buildings. That doesn't really happen in Final Fantasy VII. Which is astonishing, really, to be quite honest, because even modern AAA games tend to copy-paste interiors a lot between areas.
Is it true that Shinra made those monsters?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, either way, we can hardly stand up to them if we're relying on their reactors.
Got my health, got food on the table. All's well.
Well, for you. Fuck you, got mine, huh? And again, like, you don't have to go up here. There's nothing up here. There's an NPC you can talk to one time, but this is a unique interior. Like, with not just, like, in terms of they made all the beds and they made all the furniture and stuff. Look at all that, like, extensive piping they put all around the room. Presumably you pipe Mako Energy around. Look at all of that shit. Like, in the foreground, providing depth to the space, like you can walk underneath it and shit. That's an insane amount of extra work to put into an area that plenty of players will never bother to go and see. Hey, Johnny. Oh, that wasn't him.
You must be tourists. I know a few things that may come in handy when you're out traveling the world. Want me to tell you them? Alright then, let me explain how to use the world map.
Okay, I'm fine.
I heard President Shinra was killed and his son Rufus badly injured. I bet that's news to you, huh?
Yeah, you're well informed.
Just between us, they say both were attacked by that Amala whatever.
Midgar, the so-called floating city. Just once I'd like to see it with my own eyes.
Well, just go outside and look over there. It's not that far away.
Thanks to the Shinra companies, medical energy our lives are much easier nowadays.
It's talk that land near the Mako reactors has gone dry. That's why I think it's a good idea to have your energy supplied from the outside like we do in this town.
Yeah, let other areas wither and die while you get supplied the energy. That's colonialism.
My dad was a coal miner, but when monsters started appearing at the Mithril mine, he lost his job. Now all he does is sit around at the bar getting drunk.
See me? I used to work south of here, the Mithril mine. A whole load of monsters started appearing there. Thanks to that, business went to pot. I spend all my days here boozing.
I hear terrorists bombed the Mako reactor in Midgar. A lot of scary stuff happening these days. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Apparently an anti-Shinra group called Avalanche was active in Midgard, but looks like Soldier wiped them out in the end. Stay out of the kitchen!
Oh, right, I can't go in there.
There's just the item store.
Yeah, really? Okay. Cool. Antidotes, old man. Give me. Thank you, Jesus. And I'll need 5 tents. And some... No. There. And I can also sell... Let's see. Finally heal. Earth, steel, and extra poison, I guess. See, here you can buy a new weapon for Cloud, but it's actually a lot weaker than the hard edge I managed to steal in Shinra Tower. And see here, the Cannonball, quite a powerful weapon, melee weapon for Barret, but the Atomic Scissor I've got is even more powerful still, and you can see it again. With Aerith, the weapon I stole for her, the Striking Rod, is way more powerful than the full metal rod that's available here. So I've gotten some weapons that are way more powerful than they're supposed to be at this point, and I have saved quite a bit of money. I also saved a lot of money by getting the carbon bangles rather than the... because the mithril bracelets are all I can get right now, and you can see how much more powerful carbon bangles are. I think I've forgotten to equip one on Barret. Huh. But you can see how much more powerful the gear I've got right now is. Now, that level advantage from gear is not going to persist through the whole game. This is more stuff you can do in the early game that makes it easier to get through there. Later on in the game is like, no, there isn't really as many opportunities to gain overpowered gear.
Hello, sir. Are you Cloud? Your companions are waiting for you upstairs. Cloud, you're late.
Yo, thanks for not taking too long.
Sorry. Looks like I kept you all waiting.
That's everyone.
So, what's your story? Sephiroth, a crisis facing the planet? Let's hear it.
Time for flashbacks. I wanted to be like Sephiroth, so I joined Soldier. After working with him on several missions, we got to know each other.
You were friends?
I'm not sure. I mean, he was older than me and didn't really talk about himself. We were more like comrades, I guess. We trusted each other. Up until... Until? Soldiers' duty after the war was mostly concerned with rebels who were opposed to Shinra. A lot of that work was pretty grim. It was 5 years ago. I was 16. By the way, 16-year-old soldier. That's a child soldier. Sure is raining hard. Hey, how you doing? I'll be alright. I guess I've been lucky. I've never had motion sickness. Remember that, by the way. Are you ready? Well, Now here's a voice to make a decision about. Because, like, he was voiced by Lance Bass, of all people, in Kingdom Hearts. I guess I'll go with his Kingdom Hearts intonation. Hey. Settle down. They gave me new materia. I can't wait to try it. Just like a child. His voice will change later, don't you worry. Are you gonna brief us on the mission? This time our orders are far from typical. Good. Why do you say that? I wanted to be like you. That's why I joined Soldier. But by the time I made first class, the war was already over. My big hopes of becoming a hero like you ended with the war. I love these small omissions. They're a way to prove myself. Say, how does it feel, hero? I thought you wanted a briefing. Our orders are to investigate a deteriorated Mako reactor. Along with the malfunction, there's been an outbreak of brutal creatures. Once we're finished with them, we can locate the problem and neutralize it. Brutal creatures? Where? The Mako reactor at Nibelheim. Nibelheim? That's where I'm from. Is that so? Hometown.
Sir, some crazy-looking creature just crashed into our truck!
That would be one of our monsters. I used to play with, like a... Yeah, okay. I used to play with, a Game Shark device that could force this Sephiroth, like this Sephiroth is never going to be playable, but could force him into your party, like, regularly, so that you could actually use him. It's very stupid. But Game Sharks used to be used to do all kinds of hoaxes, like to force the game to load in a character that's not supposed to be in a certain scene and then spread screenshots on the internet saying, hey, if you do this special sequence of events, you can get this character in your party. Anyway. Sephiroth's strength was unreal. He's far stronger in reality than any of the stories you hear.
So where do you come in?
Me? I was mesmerized by the way Sephiroth fought. And then we'd reach Nibelheim. How does it feel? It's been a while since you were back in your hometown, right? So how does it feel? I wouldn't know. I don't have a hometown.
And your parents?
My mother was called Genova. She died giving birth to me. My father... what am I saying? Alright, let's go. You'll get into trouble if you keep wandering around. Look at it, so boring. Want to do the usual? Shall we practice? Practice? Oh, you mean the pose. I guess in Soldier, we always have to worry about how we're seen by others, don't we? How did it go? Like this? You gotten a lot better. I really don't want to be in Soldier. It smells of Mako. Yo, hang on. That's it, ain't it? What Sephiroth said, his mother's name? Genova, I remember it. That damn headless freak in the Shinra building. That's right.
Hold on, Barrett. Let's hear Cloud's story first. You can ask questions later.
Come on, Tifa.
Okay, Cloud, carry on. The childhood friends reunite.
Tifa really surprised me. The village was deserted. Maybe they shut themselves in their home because of the monsters? No, maybe they were afraid of us. We leave for the reactor at dawn. Make sure you get to sleep early tonight. Since we only need one lookout, the rest of you can take a break. Oh, that's right. You may visit your family and friends. I'm so nervous. What's wrong? You just never know when a monster might show up.
I heard the great Sephiroth was coming, so I brought my camera. I want a shot of him with a monster. Get back in your house, it's dangerous. Yeah,
Pompous ass.
huh, wait, isn't that you? Are you Cloud? Really? That you?
So, Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. There's a thing here. Hang on. I need to Google the exact... it's, you have to do a thing. Right, okay.
Cloud? Did you go into my house?
Yeah. I thought you might be home. Now this is a really, this is a minor thing, but it's an item that's kind of useful and nice to have. That you can only get if you do a certain set of things in the...
Cloud, did you go into my room too?
Yeah.
Cloud, is that true?
I'm just kidding, don't get mad.
Cloud, we're talking about something really important here. Did you play my piano?
Yeah.
This should be easy for a guy like,
Right, that one. Just a second, let me... How the hell do you... Oh, there it is. Right, okay. This is going to be actually important later, believe it or not. But for now, it's just important that I played the piano. Because that sets up the unlock for a particular materia later on. That's quite useful. It's another property materia. That's quite useful. Let's see. Nope, not here. I don't know why his character model puts the sword in its hand here. This is my house. It has nothing to do with the incident 5 years ago.
Hang on, I want to hear it.
Yeah, me too. It had been a long time, right?
Tell us more. You saw your family, yeah?
You say family, but my father died when I was young. That's why my mom lived here alone. Yeah, I saw my mom. She was so full of energy. Hadn't changed at all. And then a few days later, she was dead. But when I last saw her, she looked better than ever.
Yes? Cloud? Welcome home, Cloud.
Hi, Mom.
Come, let your mom take a good look at you. You look so charming. This is a soldier uniform?
Mom, listen, My, how you've grown.
I'll bet the girls never leave you alone.
Not really.
I'm worried about you. The city's full of temptation. Your poor mom would feel a lot better if you settled down with a nice girlfriend.
I'm fine.
You know, if you had an older girlfriend, she'd give you some stability. I think a girl like that would be perfect.
I'm not interested.
Are you eating properly?
I'm fine. The company takes care of me.
Oh? I know you can't cook. I've been worried sick about you. Hey, Cloud. What'd you say, Cloud? What do you think, Cloud?
And so on.
Remember, I'll always be there for you.
Let's stop this. And that'll be the last time we see his mother in this game.
Hello, welcome. Hey, aren't you...
Did I go in here? I don't remember.
Now you're pissing me off. That don't matter. Get the hell on with it.
Let's see. Yeah, that's about all.
You're from Shinra. Here to exterminate the monsters, yes?
Who are you?
I'm Sungun. I travel around the world teaching children martial arts. I have 128 students all over the world. In this village, a girl named Tifa is my student.
Did you say Tifa?
Tifa is very perceptive. She'll be a powerful fighter. I want you to show me some Shinra techniques. If I see anything useful, I might just incorporate it into the Sangan style. Show me your best moves.
The whole inn's booked by Shinra for the night. Cloud? Cloud, is that you? It must be, 2 years? You've really moved up in the world, being under Sephiroth's command.
By the way, he's 16 here. It's 2 years since he left home. He was 14 when he joined Shinra's armed forces. Just something that, like, it's kind of important to keep in mind about Cloud as a character. What are you looking at? This scenery. It feels familiar somehow.
We're one bet short.
We have an early start tomorrow. You should get some sleep.
Yeah, might as well.
I've hired a guide to take us to the reactor. I'm told she's young. I hope we can rely on her.
I wonder if you'll let me take a picture.
If I knew this was gonna happen, I would have banned hiking.
Tifa's dad is not enthusiastic. Late again.
I was so nervous I couldn't get any sleep.
Once the guide gets here, we're heading out.
Listen to me, Sephiroth. If something happens...
Calm down.
I'll be alright, Dad. I have 2 strong men from Soldier with me. I'm Tifa. Nice to meet you. Tifa? You're the guide? That's right. It just so happens I'm the #1 guide in the village. But it's too dangerous. I can't let you get involved.
Then you can protect her. Very well, let's go.
Mr. Sephiroth, a picture? As a memento? Tifa, ask Cloud for me too. Cheese! Great, thanks. I'll give each one of you a copy once I get it developed.
A Mako reactor was built inside Mount Nibel. The cold mountain air was just as I remembered it.
Okay, from here on it gets a lot tougher. Keep up.
You can say that again.
The bridge!
Seems we're all right. Can we make it back?
The caves around here are intertwined a bit like an ant farm, so... Oh, and Mr. Sephiroth, we're 1 short.
It may sound cruel, but we've no time to search for him. We can't go back, so we must go on. Stick close together. And Cloud has a unique portrait for his young form, by the way. He's level 1. He has exactly 1 materia. And unless I misremember, it's preemptive, which raises the rate of preemptive attacks. He's got his Buster Sword and bloody nothing else. Sephiroth, on the other hand, is level 50. He has a fuck ton of materia. He has got the Tough Ring, which is called the Toph Ring in the original. And you can't... You can't touch any of his stuff. So you can see here, Sephiroth is an example of having high-level materia. So you can see how he's got Firaga, Quake, Quara, and Quagga. Rise and Arise, which are revival spells. He's got healing. He's well kitted out. He's also got a limit break. I think he technically does have a limit break. But he has so much defense and so much power that nothing on the mountain can actually damage him enough to make his limit break go up. As I'm sure we'll see demonstrated here. Or not. He's just gonna kill him.
What's this? A cave with a strange color.
It must be the Mako energy. This mountain is especially abundant in it. That's why a reactor was built here. But yeah, there's really, like, there's no, you can't grind for items or pick any items up or gain any experience or anything in this whole section. So, it's not much point worrying about it. It's entirely a flashback. The only thing you can do that really matters later on is doing that thing where you play the piano.
What's this?
The Mako Spring. It's said to be a miracle of nature.
Despite its great beauty, it too will disappear if the reactor continues to suck up the Mako energy.
That's materia. When Mako energy is condensed, materias like this one may form. It's very rare to see materia in its natural state.
Now that you mention it, why is it that when we equip materia, we can also use magic?
You're a soldier and you don't know that? The knowledge of the ancients is sealed inside materia. The knowledge to manipulate the power of the land. It binds us to the planet and calls forth magic. Or so they say.
Magic. A mysterious power. Did I say something funny?
A man never told me to use unscientific terms like mysterious power. He said that it shouldn't even be called magic. I just remembered how angry he was, that's all.
Who was it?
Hojo of Shinra. An inexperienced man who inherited the work of a great scientist. He was a walking mass of complexes.
A Mako Spring. So the knowledge of the ancients reside here. We've made it. That sure was the long way around, though. Tifa, you wait here. I'm going inside too. I want to see.
It's off limit to civilians. This place is full of Shinra's industrial secrets.
But
Take care of the young lady.
man. Better take really good care of me then.
So this Mako reactor is a little different from the ones we've seen before. Oh hey, that's a familiar name scribbled up across the doorway up there.
Genova? What's that? Is it locked?
Here's the reason for the malfunction. This is broken. Cloud, close the valve. Why did it break? I see, Hojo. But you're still no match for Professor Gast. This system condenses and then freezes Mako energy. At least it did originally. Now, what happens to Mako energy when it is further condensed?
Oh yeah, it becomes materia. It becomes materia.
Right, normally. But Hojo put something in there. Take a look. Look through the window.
That's...
Normal members of Soldier, like you, have been irradiated with Mako. You're different from normal people, but still human. But what about these? They've been exposed to a far higher concentration than you.
So these are the monsters?
Yes. And it was Hojo of Shinra who produced these monsters. Grotesque life forms created by Mako energy. That's the reality of it.
Normal members of Soldier? You mean you're different? Hey, Sephiroth!
No. It's not possible. Was I created the same way? Am I no different from these monsters?
Sephiroth!
You saw them. Inside all of these... They're human.
Human? No way!
Ever since I was a child, I felt different from the rest. Special somehow. But not like this. Am I no different? I didn't understand his words at the time. More than anything, I was shocked that Shinra had been creating monsters. Shinra, the more I hear, the more I hate it.
Who would have believed that the Mako reactor held a secret like that?
Is this the reason for the increase in monsters over the past few years? I think we should listen to Cloud's story more carefully from here on. Isn't that so, Barrett? What are you asking me for? We're gonna take a break. Yeah, I guess so. Let's take a breather. Basically, allows us to save the game and allows me to turn off my microphone for a second so I can blow my nose. Boy, let me tell you, it's hard to keep these voices straight at the best of times, but when I can't breathe through my nose, it gets even worse.
Tifa? Did you wait outside the whole time? Yeah.
He'd returned to Nibelheim. Sephiroth confined himself to the inn. He wouldn't talk to anyone.
And then he just disappeared. We found him inside the biggest building in Nibelheim. The villagers called it the Shinra Mansion. It's been unoccupied for as long as I can remember.
We hadn't even been born the last time it was used. People from Shinra lived there a long time ago. Oh, right. So we're not going to bother exploring this too much, since there really isn't, like, it's just a bunch of interiors with nothing in them.
There's no sign of Mr. Sephiroth, but I know I saw him go into that room.
Oh, hey, secret door. We will be coming back to this mansion a little bit later in the game, by the way. This door in particular. A seemingly dead organism was found in a 2,000-year-old stratum. Professor Gast named the organism Genova. X day, X month, X year, Genova confirmed an ancient. X day, X month, X year, Genova project authorized. Make a reactor 1 approved for use. Notice the tilted angle on the camera here, by the way. Dutch angle. Very cool perspective. Like, it makes the space seem kind of creepy, doesn't it? My mother's name is Genova. Genova Project? Is this just a coincidence? Professor Gast, why didn't you tell me anything? Why did you die? Because Hojo murdered him, probably. I don't actually remember if that's true. I wish to be alone. Seriously, I think if... Because like, all of the environments in Final Fantasy VII are pre-rendered. Like, they rendered them in 3D, in a 3D modeling engine, basically. And then turned them into static 2D images. And layered them in various ways so that you can walk in front of them, you can walk behind them, and so on and so forth. And that's how they created the environments for this game and for Final Fantasy VIII. But not for Final Fantasy... No, yeah, they did that for Final Fantasy IX mostly also, yeah. And I really do feel like Final Fantasy VII has some of the strongest environment design out of all of them. Like, stronger than Final Fantasy VIII by far. At least in my opinion. Like, look at the detail and the amount of effort that has gone into, like, these bookshelves and this whole environment. Like, stuff like things just scattered around the ground like that. It feels like a very lived-in space, doesn't it? Which is the kind of craft that kind of... to some extent has gotten a little bit lost, I think. Thereafter, Sephiroth confined himself to the mansion. He continued to read as if possessed, and not once did the light in the basement go out. Notice the heartbeat, by the way. That's a recurring theme in Final Fantasy VII's music, is that heartbeat. And again, Nobuo Uematsu deserves so much credit for the mood of this game. How he changed, like, you go, the whole, nothing changes in the environment, but the whole mood just goes instantly from melancholy and sad to tremendously threatening. Like, you feel the tension building up.
Sephiroth seems different.
Also notice how between the bell ringing, which is gonna happen in there, and then that low, like really low piano key hit, this music also has a vague similarity with the Mako reactor theme. Who's there? Loathsome traitor.
Traitor?
Ignorant traitor. I will explain it to you. This planet originally belonged to the Cetra, a race of nomads. They would travel, unlock the planet, and then move on. At the end of their long, harsh journey, they would find the promised land and supreme happiness. However, some began to dislike traveling. They built dwellings and elected to lead an easier life. They took that which the Cetra and the planet had bestowed upon them and gave back not one whit in return. Those are your ancestors.
Sephiroth?
Long ago, disaster struck the planet. Your ancestors fled in all directions. They survived because they hid. The crisis was averted because the Cetra sacrificed themselves. After that, your ancestors continue to spread and multiply. Now all that's left of the Cetra are these reports.
What does this have to do with you?
Don't you see? A 2,000-year-old ancient named Genova was found in a layer of ice, which led to the Genova Project. The Genova Project intended to create humans with the abilities of the ancients, that is, the Cetra. I was the one created.
Created?
Yes. Professor Gast, leader of the Genova Project and genius scientist, created me.
How did he... Sephiroth?
Out of my way. I'm going to see my mother. And then we add in the choir on top of it, which the MIDI choir, admittedly, because that was the tech, but... And by the way, something to notice is how many music pieces in the game that reflect the main overworld music. Like, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, that music is reflected in so many musical pieces where, like, it's turned to a minor key, or it's reharmonized, or like a little snippet of is taken out, and this is one of those pieces. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Oh, it's you. You're still sane, right? Then come over here and give me a hand. I'll check this house. You take the one over there. Remember who lives in that house? That's Cloud's mother's house. Terrible. Sephiroth. This is beyond cruel. The iconic scene.
Dad? It was Sephiroth. Sephiroth did this, didn't he? Sephiroth, Soldier, Maker Reactor, Shinra, all of them. I hate them all!
Probably should have been a slightly louder shout, but this is actually kind of late at night, so there's a limit to how loud I can be. Mother, I'm here to see you. Please open the door.
How could you do that to my dad? How could you do that to all the villagers? What? I'm defiant. You said you'd come. Promised me.
Notice the angel motif, by the way. Angel, blood, science, technology. So there's a juxtaposition that runs throughout the entire game of Final Fantasy VII. A juxtaposition between nature and technology, between, you know, the man-made and the natural. And that's very much on display here. Jenova is here, like, the visual language with which she's presented is that she's some sort of horrifying, blood-sucking angel made from technology. Mother, let's take back the planet. I have a great idea. We'll head to the Promised Land.
Sephiroth! My family, my hometown, how could you?
Here they are again, Mother. With your superior abilities, knowledge, and magic, you were destined to rule the world. But they... those worthless creatures are stealing the planet from Mother. But now I'm here with you. So don't worry. Jenova. Quite a lot of her organs are floating outside of her body. What are you gonna do about this grief? My family, my friends, having my hometown taken from me? It's the same as your sorrow. My sorrow? What do I have to be sorrowful about? I am the chosen one. I have been chosen to rule the world. I was given life in order to take this planet from imbeciles like you, to reclaim it for the Cetra. What then should I be sad about? Sephiroth, I trusted you. No, not anymore. You're not the Sephiroth I used to know. Epilepsy warning, by the way. Should have remembered that sooner, sorry. Little bit of, flashing there. And that's the end of my story. Wait a damn minute, what happened next? I don't remember.
What happened with Sephiroth?
Considering the sheer strength he possessed, it's unlikely I defeated him.
Sephiroth has been declared dead in the public. Sephiroth has been declared dead in the public records. I read it in the newspaper. The Shinra company is in charge of the media, so you can't rely on that.
I need to be sure about what happened back then. I went up against Sephiroth and survived. Why didn't he kill me?
I'm alive too. A lot of this doesn't fit. What about Genova? It was in the Shinra building, right?
Yeah, Shinra shipped it from Nibelheim to Midgar.
Did someone come and take it? It's not in the Shinra building anymore. Sephiroth?
I don't get none of this. I'm going, gone. I'll leave the thinking to you. Yo, Cloud, come on, get ready.
Wait a sec.
What are you waiting for? You just gonna stand there and let Sephiroth get to the promised land? I ain't letting Sephiroth or Shinra get there, because if they do, we're all screwed. That much I do know.
Is that all? Oh boy.
Come on, it was perfect.
Oh boy.
Cloud? How bad was I after Sephiroth sliced me?
I thought you were a goner. It was awful.
The ancients, the Cetra, Genova, Sephiroth, and me? Let's go. Barrett's waiting.
What a fascinating story.
Hey, take this.
No idea what PHS stands for, by the way.
The PHS allows us to stay in touch. If anything happens, make sure you use it, yeah?
Anyway, that's just the mechanic by which you change party members when you're on the world map.
Hey, listen to this. A moment ago, some guy in a black cloak headed out eastward towards the grassland carrying this killer sword with him. You look pretty scary, I can tell you.
And that seems like a reasonably good place to call this particular episode to a close, as the music picks up and gets real bombastic. That was the backstory of Cloud and Sephiroth, Nibelheim and Tifa, and all of the stuff that happened prior to Midgar that kind of set up where the narrative had to go. Why we come to this point where we're about to fight President Shinra or whatever. And all of a sudden we're taken out into this much more expansive world because of these events that were set in motion so long ago. But something that's important to remember is the reason Sephiroth was created was part of Shinra's research into the ancients themselves, part of their drive to pursue, air quotes, the promised land. That's why Sephiroth exists. That's why all of this happens. Which is something that's important to remember, is that Sephiroth is not really, like, he's the main villain of the game, but he's not the person who puts the villainous plot into motion. He's not the reason why the bad stuff happens. He's just the person who happens to do it after a long process of Shinra doing their own thing prior to that to screw all of the shit up. But anyway, if you've enjoyed hanging out with me in the world of Final Fantasy VII, please hit like, comment, and subscribe, and do all the other YouTube numbers things that makes the numbers go up so that my channel gets to stay alive. I also have a Patreon, I have tip jars, I have a merchandise store. If you're interested in any of that, there's links to it down in the description below, and I'd be very grateful for the help if you can spare it, and if not, that's completely fine. This episode is going up sometime around Christmas, so I wish you all a very happy holidays, in addition to just, you know, nice days in general, and I will see you in the next video, which I think comes out before the new year. Yeah, I'm reasonably sure. Thank you very much for watching.